Hey guys, what's up? It's Sean, Autotopia LA. As you can tell, we're back at my pal Dave's house. Dave's happy today because he only loves Ford products. And Vince brought us crazy cool Mustang.
Yeah, dude, this thing is sweet.
You built the car yourself?
Yeah, so my shop, Resto Mod Mustangs, we built it for a client. If you go on our website, restomodmustangs.com, we work like more of a production, so.
By the way, this is why I don't love knowing stuff in advance, because it's more fun to learn about it in the moment. Number one, I didn't even know you had a shop, dude, to be honest with you.
I've been in the Mustang community almost a decade. So I started, first car was a 66 Coupe inline six, and I started buying, building, and selling cars on my own. And that's evolved over the years into more of like a production. If you want, you could go online, click a couple boxes, choose your options, and get a full turnkey car delivered straight to you.
Nice, Vince. Yeah. That's cool. So now this one obviously is inspired by the Hoonicorn car. Right?
We got a call from a client. This was around Ken Block's passing. We were ping-ponging back and forth, and we wanted something inspired, but still that you could show, take to shows, enjoy, cruise it, but then have it be reliable, and then still get on it and have a lot of fun.
Is this a fairly fresh finishing of the car?
Oh yeah, we have 100 test miles on it. We finished it up a week or two ago. So up front, we ended up cutting the shock tires. We went the Detroit Speed Aluma frame front suspension.
Yep.
Motor, it's a 401 cubic inch, so it started as a small block Windsor. And we have two 72 millimeter like T4 turbos.
Popping through the hood.
Yeah, popping through the hood, exactly. Right now, currently, on 5 pounds of boost, it was spinning the tires on the dyno right around 600 to the wheel. We could up that to 10 pounds of boost and we most likely get around 800, 850 to the wheel. Yeah. But right now I'm like, look, it's fresh motor, 600 is plenty. With how light this car is, we haven't weighed it, but imagine the whole front end's fiberglass. There's a lot of fiberglass in the rear. It's most likely probably 3,200 pounds max. That's hooked up to T56 Magnum.
Okay.
So you're getting the 6-speed. It's 380 gears in the back, hydraulic clutch.
What's your suspension on the rear setup?
On the rear, it's the Chris Allison Chassis Works. It's a 4-link in the back.
Okay.
Sway bars. We have the full subframe connectors throughout with a roll cage in there.
Sure.
With how light this car is, it handles on rail. So it's like a little go-kart.
Are you a manual brake setup on the car?
I'm a manual brake guy.
Yeah, I love it.
I mean, it has massive 14-inch rotors up front.
Here, let's drop this and we can go walk around and kind of look. Oh yeah, those really are big brakes.
Yeah, super big brakes up front, like 14-inch rotors, the 6-piston Willwoods up front. And then we have the 4-piston in the rear, has electronic parking brake. One of my biggest complaints has always been the drum shoe type of parking brake in the rear where you have to pull it. They never really actuate. And sometimes that drum in the back could kind of get like locked up.
Yeah.
So we've switched over to electronic parking brakes. So we got 18 by 11s in the front and 18 by 12s in the rear. So 315 rear.
What are the wheels?
They're Brada wheels. I'm my good buddy David. He's a CEO of MV Forge and Brada. Pretty much all my builds where I run a higher end 3-piece wheel, I always go to him.
Very cool. I told you, we saw you, we were pulled over getting some snacks for the shoot. And you went driving by, and I couldn't miss this car coming up the street, you know, but it was quiet as it went by. Now I know turbos obviously help the quiet. But didn't you say, why don't you explain what you're doing exhaust-wise from the turbo back?
So from turbo back, we have down pipes going into an X pipe, and then that's running to, I believe, like a Borla attack muffler, and it's just dumping before the axle. You still have a full exhaust system, you know, after the turbos, and that was the whole thing. You want it to be, you know, sound good, but at the same time, you could cruise it and enjoy it anytime you want. It just makes the car really usable.
Yeah, I love it, dude. So that kind of handles our mechanical stuff for the most part, right? Let's talk body mods. Why don't you walk us through like what's fiberglass, what's not, what you guys do, is there anything you buy from others, or are you making your own like flares and everything?
So this was a set from Mare Racing, but we customized it. So the whole front end is a fiberglass. So you're getting fiberglass fenders, flares, front spoiler, hood, and then just a couple other things just to the body that we've done. We shaved the drip rails on the car.
Yeah.
Just added some custom little touches like a carbon mirror, carbon fiber rear bumper. If you move on to the interior, we've shaved the dash and smoothed that. I always love doing that to all of our 65-6 builds. It still looks classic, but it just gives it a little bit more of a modern feel.
Well, when you go this aggressive on the look of a car, I think you have a lot of leeway to play in the interior and do this and make it look like something different. You
Right.
know? I mean, definitely more race inspired, I would have to say. I like the exposed trans tunnel.
Yeah, the exposed trans tunnel. I had done a build maybe about 4 or 5 years ago with the exposed trans tunnel, and so the client saw that and he wanted to keep that same theme.
Yeah.
So we just bead rolled it, made it a little bit prettier, and it's still removable, so it's nice, functionable.
Super easy to service.
Yeah, exactly, easy to
coming out of the car.
Yep, and just some of the little things in the interior, like our, you know, carbon fiber glove box door with the Holley EFI digital dash, full like Bluetooth sound system and everything.
Right.
So we got JL audio in here.
Oh, cool.
You have AC, you got your disc brakes, so you know it's so usable and functionable.
And I like the nod to Ken Block with the Hoonigan wheel. That's
Right?
cool.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
I like the simplicity of the
Right.
interior. I like because this is so extreme out here to go that extreme inside.
Exactly.
It might be a little
Well,
bit mind bending.
I mean, the saying, right?
you
Sometimes
like that
it's-
mind bending? You following me there, Kyle? What do you guys do in-house at your shop versus what do you have to outsource?
The only thing we outsource is paint. Everything else we do in-house.
So even you're doing your own interior in-house?
Yeah, so like
Nice.
these door panels are TMI.
Uh-huh.
But everything else we will do in-house. If we're
Gotcha.
doing like a custom door panel or something, we'll still do that.
Yeah. What's the color? This color's so good.
So it's House of Color Brandy Wine.
House of Color. I like
Yes.
that you brought them into
Right.
this, man. That's more like lowrider world. I mean,
Exactly.
not only, but you know what I mean. It's
Yep.
not bullshitting you. When we were down there picking up snacks at the donut shop, as I saw you coming up the road, first I see red, but then it changed so much as the sun hit it or
Right.
didn't hit it. Now seeing it here in the shade, you see how much wine there is in this car. It's
Exactly.
really-
You could either go with like a black darker base coat or a silver. We use the silver base coat, and then you spray the brandy wine over the top. And
Yeah.
just throw a bunch of
a
clear
little
on
more
there.
shine,
Yep.
probably.
Exactly, gives it a little more shine, and then
Uh-huh.
yeah, depending the way the light hits it, like you just get the candy,
Yeah.
and it looks super good.
Yeah, it's really, really, really cool, man.
And then with just having the white wheels, the wheels themselves just pop.
Oh, the white wheels are great.
They're great.
I
yeah.
mean, it's so. I see carbon bumper. Is that Meyer also?
Yeah, that's
Uh-huh.
the American carbon bumper.
Yeah. Batteries relocated to the back. Is it?
But as far as like the back, we've been running these custom fuel caps from Ricardo,
I just noticed that.
and
That's cool.
it's cool. So it just gives it a little bit, like, you know, it's just a nice, just
That's slick. We'll get our cameras in and we'll go for a drive and we can talk more about some of the other elements of the car and how it drives and everything. But let's go cruise this thing.
yeah,
Yeah.
oh yeah, sounds good.
Awesome. Sitting down in it at first, I thought the ergonomics were going to bother me because the bar here that you can't get.
Right.
I'm actually fine.
No,
this
you're
isn't really.
cool. It has a tilt column, so
Yeah.
you can tilt it up.
Yeah, which is nice. I have the leg clearance, but you know, sometimes when you tilt the wheel up, now you feel like you're driving a school bus.
it's right.
It doesn't feel like that at
No,
all.
it doesn't.
Has the owner driven the car yet?
No, I've never met the owner in person.
Really?
Never seen them.
This is all done through phone calls and emails and stuff.
99% of my clients, phone calls, emails, and photos and text messages. That's it.
Does he live local?
Florida.
Oh my God.
Most all of our clients are Texas, Florida, or out of the country. We build it, ship it to them, give them something, just turnkey.
How many cars have you completed at this point?
I mean, I've done well over 60, 70 Mustangs. As a company, we'll push out 10 cars a year like this.
Wow, Vince. And you're 29 years old?
Yeah.
So how long does like this car, for example, you guys come up with what you're building.
Yes.
You get your donor car. How long does it take till it's here?
So typically 12 months or less.
Really?
Typically. This one, because it was a first time production, we've had to work out a lot of kinks with the body mods, everything. It was a learning curve.
Sure.
It took 2 years, but our next one, it would be in the 12-month ballpark. Plus, we moved shops.
That slowed you up for a couple months.
That slowed us up for months.
I tell you what, dude, just a few seconds of seat time and you're pretty well dialed, don't you?
Thank you, yeah. And,
I mean, really, like the suspension, the way it turns, nice and easy. You can tell it's a powered steering, obviously, but it's not like, I don't know about you, but sometimes power steering will drive me nuts because
it's overpowered.
It's darty, yeah.
It's darty.
You don't feel like you don't have any feedback from the road.
The manual brakes, you're still feeling the brakes.
Love the manual brakes.
Good feedback.
Shifting's right on point.
Like I said, we just built so many of these that it's just kind of second nature now. We put 100, 150 miles on them. And at that point, I'm very comfortable giving them to our clients across the country because it's, we've replicated so often and we know what issues are going to happen.
Yeah.
A lot of times that we problem solve and avoid anything that we have dealt with in the past. And that's just years and years of experience.
Sure. How many people do you have working at the shop?
4 full-time and then 2 part-time fabricators. But besides that, we're well-tuned machines, so to say.
Yeah.
Just moving and grooving, dialing in, doing our thing. All 65 through 70 Mustangs. You stay to a specific niche, a specific car, and you start replicating and building them over and over. You could just get your product that much better every single time, every year.
I'll be straight honest with you. When you said the car has about 100 miles on it so far,
that's about it.
Part of me was a little nervous just in the sense of I've been in cars that have super low mileage on them like that and have run into issues while we're shooting, The idea that this car has 100 miles, I mean, God, it just drives,
it drives great.
It makes me want to, I'm being cool. This car makes me want to drive like an asshole.
Of course.
It really does. Especially the way the way I can feel it handling.
Oh, it's a little slot car.
Yeah, you can tell.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this car drives really good.
It's it dialed in. Yeah, I'm real happy with it. And I don't even think you've hit any boost yet.
Not at all. No, we'll let you do that. I got my approach with other people's cars. And the truth is, even driving it mild like I am, you get the experience of how does it shift? How does it sit on the road? How does it brake? Even down to, I like how you've got your pedals set up where it's easy to do the lazy man's heel toe, put your foot on the brake and just blip just a roll of the foot and you're hitting the accelerator. It's like, boy, the owner's going to be stoked when he gets. So when do you plan to ship this car back there?
Oh, the owner is chomping at the bits. He wanted us to ship it before we even got to film with you. And I'm like, no. I'm like, we spent so much time on this car, developed a lot to it. I'm like, give us till Friday. And pretty much right after this, it's going to be sent out like any day.
Gotcha.
Any day,
Okay. He's going to be a happy dude. I don't know how you couldn't be stoked with this. And obviously, I can tell you got audio. We didn't play the audio because you get the copyright issues,
Right.
But like, car does everything right. It even I told you it's quiet, but it sounds great.
Oh, it sounds
great. The
great,
tone of the car. And I know when you dig in on it, we're going to hear it come to life a bit,
12 seconds later.
Holy cow. Car's good, man. It pulls hard, dude. Yeah, it's making me enjoy how turbos feel with lag again, you know?
Right.
Like what we were just saying, the modern turbo car, you don't even know it's turbo because there's zero lag.
Yeah, stuff is too good.
It's fun to feel the 401-inch engine pulling, and then comes the boost and it just keeps hitting you.
Right, and it just, that torque just doesn't stop.
No, it just keeps coming on. It's really.
But then the same thing, like in the corners, like it's just so planted. It's just so nice to drive.
Damn. Car really handles,
It
dude.
handles great. It's like,
It feels from the passenger seat, you had pretty good pace in that sweeper.
Oh, yeah.
I felt zero body roll from over here at all.
there's no body roll. Dude, it's just a straight.
It feels like a slot car.
Like a little
it feels
slot
like
car.
it does.
So I'm jonesing to getting into the canyons and just.
Wow.
Yeah, this guy's getting a sick car, bro. Oh, yeah, all right. Guess it does that too.
It's so easy to drive and it just handles so well. You could, you know, slide out if you want and then just hook right back up. Like,
So cool seeing the twin turbo sitting right there, though.
right?
That's so cool.
The view of it, I mean, it's unique.
Man, I gotta tell you guys, I'm super, super impressed with Vince, what he's doing with his company, and the idea that if you wanted to spec one of these cars with him, you can do that. If you go to Restomod Mustangs, he's there. He'll answer all your questions, and as you can tell, he's a smart young guy, and it seems like his company's done a hell of a job figuring it out, because that's a wonderful car. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Big thanks for always hanging out and watching what we do, and it feels good to be back in action, and I'll see you in the next one. All right, man, later.